Hello and welcome back. It's Stream Trades here back with you on this Sunday morning, and today I will respond to a lot of requests online that I got from my viewers. And basically, the question was, can you show the process of how do you analyze the charts? So I looked at the charts, and I remember that we have not talked about Binance Coin for a while, and I know that many of you trade that coin or hodl it. So let's start from scratch with the BNB, and I usually start with the 1 month time frame. So that is the whole history of Binance Coin. What do I mark first? Usually I look at the areas where a lot of support or resistance happen on the chart, and I mark them. Uh, at first, I mark them with the lines like that. Let's make it not a dash, but the straight line and white color. Uh, but later I realized that marking it like this is not really helpful because a lot of times you know that the price goes in a kind of range, and it's better to mark them as zones and some areas. That is just my opinion. Of course, some of you may use the horizontal lines, but I prefer to do it like this. Usually mark it with some kind of neutral color. Okay, so I noticed that a lot of happened here. 1 month's time frame had a rejection here, here, and twice again. So that is very important area. Whenever the Binance will go high, it will face a lot of resistance here, supposedly. Then where's the next one? The next area is over here. Definitely, you can spot that. It's very easy to do. You can see that over here, several retests, and then the previous 2 months also happened to have something going on here. And now we are in this area. So definitely mark that area. What's next? The next is here. Check this out. 1 month, second, third, 4 months here, something was happening. And then again, I would actually mark it like this and then drag it a little bit lower so you can see it. 4 touches here, then 5 months there was something happening in that area. So do you think that is important? Yes. And I actually will prolong it this way because I believe that if something will happen and the price will fall, then most likely this will be the next area. I really don't want that to happen because that's a lot of space to fall, but you gotta market and be ready for that because crypto market, you never know what's gonna happen there. So be prepared for any kind of scenario. Okay, what's the next? Definitely this area. Well, that's gonna be a pretty long area over here. And so on. You can mark any other areas. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't even know if the price will fall this low. So that's what it is for 1 month's time frame with the areas. What's next? Next thing that I would love to do, and I usually do, this is one of my favorite tools, is the Fibonacci retracement tool. And I go from the swing low into the swing high to find out the important areas. And you will be surprised because you will realize that almost every time when you have all these important zones marked, they will align with the Fibonacci levels, especially Fibonacci golden pocket. And usually I mark Fibonacci golden pocket with some kind of yellowish color. So over here, I will mark that and change the color so that I will know that it is the golden pocket for this movement. And And if the price will go lower, these areas will be the areas where it might find a resistance. Uh, but remember, sorry, support, not the resistance. Look at this candle, how fast it went up. So basically, there should not be a lot of volume here, and if it will fall, then it could actually fall drastically, which I don't really want to see happening, but like I told you, be ready for that. Okay, got that one. Well, no wonder why this area was really important, because this is 0236 Fibonacci level, which is also important. I can surely mark that. I usually don't, but mark some of these areas as well. Okay, now I will delete that one because I don't need it. And what's next? We can also look at the volume, because the areas where a lot of volume have been traded is another crucial factor. So I go technical indicators, fixed range volume profile, that's the one I choose, and I again go from here all the way to here to notice some areas. And we see that here is the area where kind of a lot of volume being traded, but you know that most of the volume being traded here. I don't really see anything super important, just a lot of volume here, so that is a extremely important level. Also, look at these areas of fib levels, they also match the volume here. Uh, that's basically it for the volume profile. Don't need it anymore, so I will delete it. Now, the next thing that I do, I look at some kind of parallel channels or some other kind of trend lines. And first I start with the trend line, because I notice here's the point, and I think if I will go with the straight line, yeah, that's what I wondered. Several touch points here. 1, 2, and we can actually match it over here to draw some support. Can that turn into the parallel channel? Of course it can. Let's try and see if we will do a parallel channel from here and go all the way down. Wow, that's really interesting. I can connect it like this, and you see the two touch points here, but also notice how the middle line is respected with the price. And the next thing, which really wondering, let's clone it and drag it to the upper side. Can you see that? How important that is, and how it's kind of easy to do and spot on the 1 month time frame. I just cloned it and dragged it higher, and I see that the price bounced from this area. And also notice how the middle line is respected. So what I know is over here, this area is important because we have the parallel channel. It's inside the EMA channel. You see that support area, parallel channels, the top and the bottom. Also notice that we had the volume over there was the high volume density. Now, since I have finished everything I wanted with the drawings, now it's time for me to go ahead and look at some indicators. What do I see on the indicators? Well, first of all, I look at this one, which is called Stochastic Rsi. And what do I notice here? I notice that it is trading in the oversold territory now, which happens to be a pretty good time to start accumulating if you are a long-term investor and you plan that you have an idea that this coin for some kind of reason will give you good returns. That is a good time to accumulate. Also here, and let's see the duration. For example, here the price on Stochastic RSI was that low for 274 days. How about now? Let's do the same here. I noticed that 242 days. So that gives me an idea that it's probably another reason why I should be looking at Binance Coin in order to invest in it. I do have, by the way, I do have a little bit of BNB, but I plan to add more. And actually, we'll figure out if it's a good time to start adding or not. Um, I don't see any divergence here. What about RSI, the simple RSI? Well, we notice that it's at the lowest time ever on the RSI. It's the BNB. Is it a good time to accumulate? Well, I think you can answer that question yourself. What about in-stream trades indicator? Well, not a lot of history for the BNB on 1 month, so I'm not going to look at that right now. I will actually switch to the 1 week time frame now in order to check the indicators because the drawings they don't change much, so I will pay more attention to the drawings. Okay, here if we'll check, you remember this is the area where on 1 month time frame stochastic RSI was at the oversold territory, and when there was the best time to buy, probably every time the cross happened. So if you bought here, then if you bought it here, your estimate price, your average estimate dollar cost average price would be here, and you could actually catch all this huge move. Let's actually measure how big that was. For example, your average entry here, and if you would, well, surely you're not going to catch the top, but you can just drag your stop loss with this bottom line and 2,710%. I believe that's reasonable. That's a great investment, right? Okay, how about now? So there was a crossover here. So if you bought a little bit here, then a little bit here, and actually, look at that. There was a crossover here on the 20th of June. So if you were buying all this time, then your average price is somewhere here, still in a little bit loss, but for the long-term holders, that's normal. If it'll go lower, then long-term holders, they'll buy more, accumulate more. What about the regular RSI? It's lower than ever, the same like on the 1 month time frame. How about in stream trades indicator? Now we have a little bit more data. See, that's in the oversold territory. I wish there could happen a crossover to give a little better hint for the bull market. Uh, Sorry, that's the wrong one. And now let's switch to the 3 days. Okay, if I would be the one who's playing in to buy, what would I do? I would actually go on a daily time frame. And on 1 day time frame, what I noticed is that there was a crossover and the price is going lower. So if I plan to buy, for example, I want to add a little bit more into my BNB position, what would I wait for? I would wait for the price uh, to give me a crossover here on Stochastic RSI and I prefer to see it doing it somewhere here in the oversold territory. Also, regular RSI, I would love to see it go this low, make a divergence here. Then there will be a super strong signal for me to add more. Or I would also wait for the long signal on EMA ribbons. These are like 3 factors that I would love to see before I go and add a little bit more on the BNB. Another thing with the instrument trades indicator, I would love to see this line, this white line, to cross the 0 line and go high. This will be another confirmation. So basically, that's all. That's how I do analyze the charts. I don't know why it wants to show you this other one. Maybe some other day I will explain to you this another strategy that I use. But for today, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found this information interesting. Don't forget to hit that like button because it keeps me motivated for doing more and more videos for you and sharing my experience of crypto trading, which can be also applied to the stock trading and investment. So, guys, have safe and profitable trading. And as always, talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.